Introduce our speaker.
Okay, today we're having a great speaker today, and I would like to give you, I'm into visual aids, as you know, costumes. Today I don't have a costume, so here's my visual aid. How many of you see these around town? And I wonder, okay, how it got there, what do? How do you get this? And I've been here my whole life, and I don't think I've seen as many of these in the last 6 months that I've seen in probably many, many years. So we have a person with us today that is part of this program and many other parts of that program for Alameda County. Her name is Tiffany Brown. She is currently a registered environmental health specialist in the Environmental Protection Division with the Alameda County Department of Environmental Health. Phew, that's a big title. Her primary focus is in retail food operations and recreational water programs. Previously, she worked for the Humboldt County Division of Environmental Health, obtaining a wide variety of experience in retail food, housing, organized camps, recreational and drinking water program. Tiffany has a BS in biology from Humboldt State University and has been with the department here, the Registered Environmental Health Specialist, for 7 years. So please welcome Tiffany to the podium, and she's going to educate us about what goes on in Livermore to protect us and probably many others in many different areas of food service.
Thank you, Sheila. And good afternoon, Rotarians. Thank you for having me. I look forward to sharing with you what I do each day and what the Department of Environmental Health does to protect public health. So thanks for having us. Before I explain the grading and the signs you see in the restaurants, I want to give you a more broad understanding of what environmental health is, okay? Because there's a lot of people besides me. It's a large department. So I want to define environmental health and let you know what our mission is. I'll provide a general overview of Alameda County Healthcare Services Agency. Then give you an overview of the Department of Environmental Health. We like acronyms in government, so the acronym I'll use today, so I don't have a mouthful like Sheila did over there, is DEH. That's the Department of Environmental Health. That's what I want. I'll give you a brief listing of various programs at DEH and provide examples of how we strive to protect the health, safety, and well-being of the public each day. I'll give you some contact information, and I'm going to try and get through this quickly because, as you're going to see in a minute, environmental health is huge. So I'm going to try and give you a brief overview and plenty of time for questions. Okay? First of all, what is environmental health? Environmental health is a branch of public health that's concerned with all aspects of the natural and built environment that may affect human health. There's many areas of concern, and these are just a few of them, some of the more popular ones. Things like air quality, both indoor and outdoor air quality, body art, including piercings, tattoos, permanent makeup, climate change, disaster preparedness, food safety, hazardous materials, housing. You see I have substandard and institutions up there. Land use planning, safe drinking water, liquid waste disposable, medical waste. And so you see, and this is not a complete list, okay? The mission of our department, Alameda County Environmental Health, is to protect the health, safety, and well-being of the public through the promotion of environmental quality. This is where we fit in. A lot of people get confused about environmental health, and they think we're part of public health, and with the definition of environmental health, that can be confusing. But we are separate departments here in this county. It varies from government agency, county to county. But the Alameda County Healthcare Services Agency oversees these 4 departments: behavioral health care, environmental health, indigent health, and public health department. Within environmental health, we have numerous programs. So here I'm going to kind of simplify it for you. I broke it into a few groups. Consumer protection is the group that I work with. And these are just a few of the programs that, some of our bigger programs that we regulate. Is the food program, solid waste, body art, and recreational swimming. We also have hazardous materials. They're about the same size as consumer protection. These programs, again, acronyms. Hazardous materials has CUPA, which is the Certified Unified Program Agency. So that's quite the mouthful, and it's hard to remember that one. That's basically storage of hazardous materials above ground and below ground, so gas stations, things like that. There's a lot of regulation on hazardous materials so that they're not spilling. There's a lot of leak detection equipment on those tanks, and CUPA program inspectors are out daily at gas stations making sure that that equipment's working. In the case where there is spills and there's some groundwater contamination, then LOP program comes into play. That's the Land Oversight Program, and they're in charge of site cleanup and remediation, trying to get contaminated sites back up and usable again. A land use program is septic systems, drinking water, and we have the household hazardous waste program. They have other programs as well. These are some of the bigger ones. Vector control, we have a large vector control department, and so they're out there doing on-site inspections. They provide integrated pest management. They do a lot of public education. If you see an Alameda County Environmental Health booth set up, they're at the county fair on a regular basis. They're at a number of fairs and festivals, and it's usually our vector control. They do a lot of public education and outreach. We have other programs that don't necessarily fit under these, and we started a healthy nail salon, a green business program. We have disaster preparedness, and the UC Berkeley Co-op Extension. They run their operations out of our department as well in the building. So let's get into a little bit more what I do each day.
You want to go to that website?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Just a sec.
So I want to show you our website, because now you see that we have a lot of programs here, and if you're interested in any of those, I want to show you that here's our website. This is where you can get some more information. And on our front page, on our home page here, is current topics. So you'll see up at the very top our most recent, they're in chronological order from when we posted them. So the very top one is an update on Ebola virus and West Nile virus. Okay, so we'll have some statistics and information on that for you. We also have food recalls. We get food recalls all the time. And I work in the food program. That's why the Sheila saw my name on those green passes. So I get notified of the food recalls almost daily. And sometimes the recalls, depending on the risk to public health, or if the food product is in some of our retail food facilities, sometimes it requires me to go out and do checks in the food facility, make sure the food is gone and that the food facility owner knew about the recall. Other times we can handle them on the phone, but they always get posted here on our website. And we have, this is a new program, our Healthy Nail Salon Recognition Project. This is a volunteer program for nail salons. They get the sticker in the window if they so desire to be a part of this program. And can we scroll? I don't know if I can.
No, I have to do it here right now.
Okay. And on down the way here, we've got cottage food. The cottage food operation, that's a real big one. A law passed a couple years ago to allow people to make certain non-potentially hazardous food products at home for retail sale. And so there's some information on the cottage food law that passed. Above that, we are now placarding those green and yellow and red signs you see around town. We're now placarding mobile food trucks. So that's there as well. And so this is a great place to come and look and see kind of what's going on in Alameda County environmental health, okay? Now if we go back up to the top, and over on the left side, we have a listing of our programs. And you'll see there are more than what I had mentioned. So if we go to the food safety program page, over on the left, third or fourth one down, you'll see here there are quite a few things available. On the left-hand side, there's tons of laws and regulations that we are out there. Me and we've got probably 30 other field inspectors throughout the county. So I have a small district, and we must have about 30 districts throughout the county, and I only have part of Livermore. There is another inspector out here in Livermore with me. And in my inventory for food facilities, I have about 300. And you'll see here up at the top, a food facility is things, not only restaurants, but grocery stores, gas stations that sell food, farmers markets, liquor stores, bars. And if there's food in any way, well, we're there. We're trying to be there. Make sure that it's safe for the public to eat. And in order to do that, we have a number of different types of inspections. We do routine inspections. That means I just pop in without any prior warning, and I go in and I check things. Let me show you some of my tools. This is all my tools, everything I need to conduct a routine inspection at a food facility is in this little bag. So if you see someone walking around with a fanny pack in Livermore, it's probably me, because I don't think anyone else wears them anymore. But, I usually hang my badge on there so they know who I am. And I have a relatively small pack here, but I have my thermometer, so I check temperatures. It's a two-kind thermometer. There's infrared for taking surface temperatures. I can use it as a spot checking, and then have a probe. So, and I verify that temperatures are in the safe zone. And I have a mirror for looking in hard-to-reach spots. There, make sure that those soda nozzles are clean those out. I have a notebook to take notes on and write violations down when I sit down and write my report. A hairnet. And this is another kind of thermometer, if you will. They're actually stickers. So all utensils have to be sanitized. And some people don't want to use chemicals to sanitize, so they use temperature. And this verifies that that water meets the minimum temperature. I use a flashlight. The older I get, the more reliant I am on my flashlight. I recommend all food facility operators get them because you can really see a lot. And then I have test strips. I have a couple kinds of test strips, and these test for the chemical levels for the sanitizer solutions. There's two, quaternary ammonia or chlorine bleach. So I have two different test strips. And really that's about it. I've got some alcohol swabs to clean my thermometer. And that's about it, and that takes me through an entire restaurant. Actually, my favorite tool is my iPhone. With this, I can take pictures, I can text them to my supervisor, and we can work things out in the field. I can look up information, I can share information and help educate my operators. A lot of what I do is educating my operators out there, how to do things the right way. There's a lot to it. Cooling food, hygiene, you name it. There's a lot. I brought an inspection report over there. It's kind of grouped into categories so you can see kind of what we're looking at. It's a good abbreviation of the entire California Retail Food Code. But in a nutshell, what we do when we go out there is verify that the food operators are complying with the state laws. And if they are, it's a fairly simple in and out inspection, and then they get their green pass. If they're not, we could be there for a while providing education, requiring correction. Sometimes we have to close them if there's an imminent health hazard, which is one of those that is very likely to cause an illness. We do close the restaurant, and it happens fairly often, I would imagine.
Just yesterday, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. And so it does happen, and sometimes it's not just the operator, sometimes it's just plumbing, right? So there's a list of them though, and I did bring handouts on our grading system, and what is a green, what is a yellow, and what is a red, and how that works. So you can help yourself to one of those. It explains our grading system, and there is a list of the reasons that we do close places, and that's over, you can grab that. The other thing I want to point out, up on the top right, under online services, we have restaurant inspection results. So after we conduct a routine inspection or a rescore inspection, where they would go from, say, a yellow to a green or a red to a green, we put those inspection reports in our database, which is automatically uploaded to this right here. So you can search your favorite restaurant or a new restaurant you're not sure if you want to go to, and you can view up to a year of past inspection results and their current grades. So you don't have to drive by the window. You can see it here. Okay. And you can type in, if you want to try one, you can filter by city, or you can just type in a facility name there, and it should pop up, and you should be able to look at the most recent inspection report with the violations. The other thing I want to point out, and it says it on those placards in the window, is that the operator is required to keep a copy of the most recent routine inspection report. And if you ask them for that report, they are obligated by law to hand it over so you can look at it. The reports that you'll see online are not specific. They will just have the violation verbiage. The report that they would need to hand over to you will have the actual observation and what happened at that facility, more specific. And they are public documents. You can request them in writing from our department, and we provide them as well. Okay? Oh yes, here we go, some Livermore. Those are all green. We like green.
Should I go down further?
Yeah, don't go too far. Yeah. So the blue ones now, a lot of people wonder what blue is. And that's not the blue, that's not the faded green blue. That's the, that means that it doesn't have a placard for one reason or another. It might have just gone through a change of ownership, and we haven't done a grading inspection yet. It could be new facility that just opened. I think Cream, just opened here in town. I did actually get there Friday, but they were probably operating there for a month without one, so they would have been here as blue. But that's what the blue dot means here. If you see a blue one in the window, that's just faded.
Oh.
And they fade faster if they're hitting direct sun. And we changed the ink actually, but I noticed they're still turning blue out here. So we're trying to figure it out. Or sometimes I like to say that they're superior pass. So let's see. Also do besides food, I also inspect swimming pools. So how many of you live in a condo or a home that has a homeowners association pool? Okay, those pools have permits from our department, and I go out there as well as the other 30 inspectors that I work with, and we inspect those pools. And we look for a lot of things that have to do with health and safety. We are checking, when we first go in, we're checking that the gate is self-closing, so that small children that are maybe unattended can't sneak in, fall in the pool, and drown. We are checking for the physical structures safe, the railings aren't loose, the drain covers are intact, they're the right type. We're also looking for chemical residuals, the sanitation levels, make sure they're not too high, not too low, good pH, things like that. I brought my test kit over there. You can take a look at that, and I also have a swimming pool inspection form that shows what we look for there. Yes.
Can you talk about, briefly mention plan check and also temporary event forms
Yes.
on the right-hand side?
Yes, and I wanted to point out, besides routine inspections, we get a lot of complaints from the public, which is great. People call in, they write in, and back on the food page, you can submit complaints online, or you can call us, and so we do complaint up there right under the inspection results. We do foodborne illness complaints, and type it in right there. If somebody had a lot of flies, maybe your food wasn't hot, well, you name it, we get them all. Dogs in the kitchen. And we go out. I will guarantee that for myself. I get a complaint, I go out and inspect it. Okay? And we take care of it. And I rely on some public information. I can't be at 300 facilities every day. So we also do it within the food program. We do plan review for new and remodeling restaurants. So people submit their plans, and those are reviewed, make sure that all of the materials and equipment meet current codes. We also, part of the food program is mobile foods, temporary events. Below that section, we have forms. So when you have parties, festivals, farmers markets, all those food booths out there, they're all pulling temporary food booth permits to be out there, whether they're selling or giving food. I know you guys put on the Livermore Rodeo, right?
Rodeo parade.
So I've come out there a couple times and inspected that, and that's a really fun event. And I believe you pull some temporary food permits for that.
Yeah, I
can't
fill those
remember-
out. I fill those out.
Yes, okay. Yes, that's a great event. I've been out there. So you can get all of those forms online if you didn't already know that. And if you're sponsoring an event, there's a sponsor event application here. If you're going to have 2 or more food vendors at any given event, you are supposed to pull out a sponsor event permit for that. And so those are all available here on our website. We think. Anything else? Let me see what time it is.
Questions?
Questions? Yes.
Do you or others ever pull samples for bacterial counts? I'm thinking of the
Yes.
occasion or E. coli contamination or something like this.
We do. At least once a year from all of our swimming pools. We pull pool water samples. We test for total coliforms as well as E. coli.
I'm thinking of the food.
Food, the only time I pull samples from food would be from drinking water facilities that are on well water, that are supplied by well water.
Do you depend on the feds to check for contaminated hamburger or anything?
USDA.
The USDA, correct. Yeah, and that's when we get those recalls. Now, when we get the recall for contaminated E. coli salmonella, those are high-risk recalls, and the field inspectors do go out to those facilities and are physically checking to make sure that those lot numbers, those food products have been pulled, that the facility knew about the recall, and we verify what's on the floor, and we document what they did with any contaminated, how much they had on. So all the way from federal to state, all the way to the retail food facility, food is followed. So when there's a recall, we get a list of which facilities got which food and how much, and we're able to follow up. Thank you.
Safe handling instruction, when you go into a restaurant, you have that, I think it's a state, I believe it's a state program where you have the safe handling program. Do you check employees for that kind of stuff to see if they have their safe handling receipt?
We do. There's, it's called the food handler card. So there's 2 requirements in the state of California. There's a food safety manager certification. One individual minimum that works at the facility needs to have the manager certification. And then everybody else that works there needs to have something called a food handler card. And we do check those during the inspections.
You close down a restaurant if it's not conforming, or what?
Yes.
Do I close
If they
down?
don't conform, how do you handle that?
Yes, okay, so we close restaurants, yes, for a few reasons. Now, one of them would be one of the imminent health hazards. There's things like no power, no running water, no hot water, a vermin infestation, like cockroaches or mice, sewage overflow or any overflow from the plumbing. Those are the main reasons, or any major contamination. We will close a food facility immediately. Those are easy calls usually. We also close for low points. So if a facility has so many violations that they fall below our threshold, they can be closed for points alone, as well as any major violation that they cannot correct during the inspection. They may be closed for that. Yes.
Many of us are involved in parties of various kinds where food is served. And if you go back a few years ago, it seems like a lot of things could be prepared at home and brought in. And this may be a complicated question, but the opposite of that is that everything has to be done by a caterer. Can you tell me some things we could do at a party where the public is admitted, either by paying or coming, that we don't have to have a caterer?
Well, let's see. Okay, so somebody is coming. Yeah, the event questions get very complicated, but and what I like to say is, if when in doubt, call the department and let us know what your event is, and we'll let you know if you need a permit or not.
I'll give you a simpler question.
Sure.
Could we buy cheese that's packaged and have someone simply slice the cheese?
Not legally, really, no. Like an approved source. Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, if you buy packaged cheese from a grocery store or Costco,
Yeah, but you
right?
have to, if there's any preparation involved, it has to be, everything has to come from an approved source,
Yes.
already prepared.
So if there's preparation, once you get you can buy the food, buy them from a market, but once you start preparing the food, legally you're supposed to have a permit to do so.
A permit for the person?
A permit for the food facility. It'd be like a temporary food booth. If you're talking about an event, are you talking about a party, a private party?
It could be at a private home. It could be a private home, but...
If it's a private party, then
Okay.
you don't need permits for private
Then
parties.
suppose it's a public facility that you've rented.
Jan, let's someone else ask a question.
Okay. We got it.
Yeah, but if it's a wedding at a public facility, again, it's a private party. Yes.
How many people are there in this department?
Wow, that's a good question for
We're at
Cynthia.
about, we're probably close to 90.
90, she said.
Yeah, because we have, on our side, where we have our food, recreation, and solid waste program, we have close to 60. And then the hazmat folks and everybody else, probably another 30, maybe even closer to
And
100.
then Vector, we have, yeah.
Oh, yeah, and then there's
Yeah,
Vector.
so I'd say
120?
120?
maybe? Yeah, maybe 120.
Okay, we have time for 2 quick questions. Kathy?
Mine might not be that quick, but this is a tough job, so why did you choose to do it?
I love what I do. I believe in the value of what I do. I've actually worked in restaurants since I was 14 years old, and I'm 41, so almost. Next month, we have 41. So I have never done anything except work in food facilities.
So it's a
Put me through
passion.
college, and it just seemed the right thing to do at the end of my biology degree. And I can tell you, I love educating. That's mostly what I do. The hardest part of my job is coming across maybe a non-compliant operator, where, but I work well with people and don't tend to have very many problems with that. But it gets hard emotionally, difficult sometimes.
We have one final question.
So one more
Here's
question,
one.
and I'm sorry, but I've tried to get around to all these places, but you obviously get to more places.
I see a lot of signs, but who does have the coldest beer in town?
Somebody does. I know who's got the best bottled beer selection. That's Perry's. So lots of beer.
Respect our lunch.
Yeah, Cynthia, would you like to make any comments or to wrap us up? Thank you, Tiffany.
All right, thank you.
Stay here.
Thank you, Tiffany. I think she did a great job. Thank you. And I think it is an honor for us to be here today to address the Rotarians. And one of the things that I admire about you is your commitment to service. And the final question that Kathy gave is, what made you go into this field? And what I would implore you to do is, if you know people who are interested in science, who have good people skills and have a commitment to service and public health, this is an outstanding field for young people, people who are in college, and even people who are a little bit past college. To become a registered environmental health specialist. I've been doing this work for over 30 years and it is just an outstanding career. So I would implore you to have your folks contact us if you know anyone who is interested in the field and we could give them more information. So thank you again for your time today.
Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you for presenting today. You have your choice of a signed bottle of wine from Concannon Vineyards or Mission Olive Oil from Olive